Be Careful in the Dark by TheSilentCall. Read by Kick in the Face 10, Memento Mori, and me, SSJDeBusk. And on occasion, a mysterious and mysterious fourth reader. Speaking of not wanting to get sued, we don't own Harry Potter, or that one, the books, movies, Hermione, Snape, or anybody else for that matter. They're all owned by J.K. Rowling and the WB.
Alright. Chapter 2 Aftermath. Jack Attack?
Oh.
And not Jack Attack. What are your name?
Kick in the Face 10.
I feel like just call you Jaggy. It's so much trouble. I'm not saying your last name.
Ugh. Can I have the
Shut up!
You're ruining my life. They'll stalk me.
They will not stalk.
I'm sure they won't. Although, my Xbox people, I had that one guy who just kept texting me inappropriate things. You can just make witty comments from the sideline.
Sit.
I'm not witty.
So witty.
Where do you
Everything
wanna
you
sit?
say is witty.
Move this way, Jack.
Yeah, move that.
Stop pulling the cord. Kick in the Face 10.
Oh,
Rage.
I mean, don't forget.
I know you're
call you
Momo.
later.
Don't ever forget.
I know your name
We're
is
not
Momo.
saying anybody's last name. I don't understand why we can't call people by their names.
Because we have to keep up the pretense of being professional.
We're not professional.
We're so professional. I don't know what you're
I
talking
said my
about.
name was Sarah in the first thing, and then my last name's in my username. And I was just like, well, now I've just ruined everything.
You ruined your entire life.
My entire thing.
Alright.
Do we want to do different people do body voices?
What?
Only if you guys
They're like
want to.
whispers. How's it possible?
Alright, we can do that.
We'll just go around Robin.
Alright. Anyway, this is Kick in the Face 10, reading Chapter 2, Aftermath. Author's note, no warnings needed for this chapter. Yes, you guys are also here.
SSJDeBusk.
And I'm Momo.
Whee! Alright. Nervous whispers around the corner brought Hermione's throbbing headache back up to full force. 3 days of avoiding the Great Hall at meals, and she still couldn't escape that constant gossip about Draco Malfoy's death.
How is it possible?
Something in his brain.
Maybe it's hereditary.
Heard he was a star.
Heard he was Starkers, meaning heard he was naked.
Heard he was stalkers. Stalkers. The fuck do you say that?
Starkers.
Stalkers.
Just like it
Heard
looked.
he was naked.
Every time she heard every time she heard that one, she winced. How sloppy was that? She left him naked. She had been so careful, and still, something so obvious had escaped her.
These things run in the family.
Maybe it's human, not be named. Kill him for working with Dumbledore.
This one made her eyes roll, and was the one spot of humor in her otherwise panicked, claustrophobic days. Lucius was crying.
I mean,
Lucius Malfoy crying over his own son's death. You make me laugh. Okay.
Lucius Malfoy. We have no faith in you as a human being.
And they say Lord Malfoy. Can we agree right now that every time we say Lord Malfoy, can it please say Lucius? That is the most retarded thing ever, and no one has ever called him that.
He technically is the Lord.
I know, but it's so dumb. And they're like, Lord Malfoy. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Call him Lord Malfoy.
or Luce.
Or Luce.
Or Luce.
Yes, Al.
He's a different person. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I get you. I understand what you're saying, and I just really hurt my head because now I'm kind of dizzy.
Anyway, Lord Malfoy is very upset. These rumors bounced around the halls with greater frequency. Very upset was an understatement. Lucius was livid. Apocalyptic. What? Is that what the word is with fury? Incandescent in his rage.
These adjectives kind of go crazy, especially in the last chapter.
Incandescent in his rage. Fair enough. This, more than anything else, was what turned Hermione's skin ashen and turned her stomach in a knot. Lucius was utterly unconvinced that Draco's death had been an accident. As far as she could tell, he was the only one. The boys thought it was concern over the fate of Ron's wand, now mysteriously missing. She let them. How could she explain what she had done? She couldn't even explain it to herself, and she had been there for every humiliating, degrading second of Malfoy's attentions. I don't care what that fool says, Lucius' voice hissed around. That's not proper grammar. Lucius's voice hissed from around the corner, and Hermione stopped stone still in the middle of the hallway.
Voice too. If we had the real voices, it'd be so much cooler.
I'm so upset right now.
I'm sorry. Inside, her whole mind and body screamed for her to run away. Every ounce of strength was poured into remaining absolutely still. Lucius, the loss is terrible. I mourn with you, but I examined his body myself. That's my Severus Snape, everyone. So
that was exactly what Snape did. Examined every inch of that naked body of them.
That was intense. You have an Albus Dumbledore-esque twinkle in his eye.
I can be so much more sexual when it's 2 dudes. I don't know what that's about.
That's intense. Severus Snape's voice joined Lucius, and despite her terror, she felt a flare of pride. Severus Snape, the teacher she feared more than any other and whose approval she craved, had been taken in by her poison. It was such a good poison. That is such a sick thing to think. I am so fucking sick. I will take this building apart stone by stone. I will find who killed my son, and then they will pay for 1,000 lifetimes.
I just don't think Lucius cares that much. Okay, right, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
He's not a caring man.
he's
sorry.
the heir, and he's a pureblood. Ugh.
He would be upset.
Still
if
haven't
somebody
read
killed
Eden.
Hermione. When you read Hermione, when you read Eden and you get all the way through Eden, you have so much Lucius Malfoy inside your brain, and then you go and read this, and then he's all like, "I'm so sad about my son's death," and then you read chapter whatever 36, and you're just kind of like, "Okay, dude, whatevs."
Fair enough. Lucius. Why is there never an apostrophe? There's Lucius's. It belongs to him, right?
It's his voice.
It's his voice. It's not just Lucius' voice.
I put either a thing after it or apostrophe S. I don't know.
There's an apostrophe after the S. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Okay.
This person just doesn't understand their life.
They also used adjectives really incorrectly.
Incandescent rage.
That other one, that's why I was so confused as to what it was, because I'm like, it doesn't make any sense.
Lucius's voice was cold, ice driven by a winter storm, but it broke on the word sun. Hermione's skin broke out in goosebumps, and she could not stop her body from convulsing in fear. She's not in love with him. I'm not going to spoil anything.
So
Unlike his son, Lucius Malfoy was actually as dangerous as he thought he was. Snape's response was lost as the pair moved further away. Seconds, minutes, hours later, she ran away in terror. She burst into the nearest girl's bathroom and dry heaved over the toilet. She hadn't eaten enough to actually vomit, though. God, her body tried. Finally, she pieced her control back together and stopped shivering. If she wore another sweater, she was going to look like a marshmallow. Not that it mattered anyway. She rose unsteadily to her feet and went the one place she felt safe, the library. Books are exactly what they appear to be. Even magic books obey a certain set of rules. She chose a book she had read dozens of times already and let the empty words sweep over her, smooth her frazzled nerves. 3 days later, the hall began to buzz again. Death Eaters had set several explosions on London's underground. No one knew for sure, but as far as the wizarding world could tell, only muggles had been killed. Hermione bit her fingernails down to the quick. There was something off about the whole attack. I believe you. It wasn't like anything Voldemort had done thus far. The next week, Harry and Ron sat down with her next to her in the Gryffindor common room. There's been another. I don't think it is. No, that's not how you spell Griffin. So that's not how you spell.
No, I think there's the first Y. But
yeah, the first Y. It's a lot of Y's.
Too many Y's. People spell labyrinth with every single I is a Y, and you're like,
That's okay. At least she doesn't say Volksamort.
Yeah.
Tara, we miss you so much.
Write another one.
Didn't she write another one? Except it was an imposter or some shit.
A
sequel.
My Immortal 2 is fake.
Aww.
It's not written by Tara.
It's not really Tara.
It kind of sucks too. They've read the first 8 chapters. And it's like,
Did you read the
Really
one
bad.
written by her friend or whatever?
Raven? Oh, the
Yeah.
one. Hold on.
I forget what it's called.
I have it on my thing. It's
I tried to read part of it. It was horrible.
It was really bad, but it was only like 5 chapters, and I listened to the whole thing because they read it.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's like three words.
I read My Immortal when My Immortal was 1 chapter long.
That's crazy.
I know, right? I was just like,
Chapter 1 doesn't have anything in it.
it doesn't. And I was like, this is some bullshit, man.
It's just a description of her.
And then come back hella days later, and it's famous for being like the worst fanfiction ever. And I was like, I read that. I'm such a hipster.
I know every single chapter and what happens in it. I was like sitting there thinking about that, and I'm like, that's like really fucking bad. Like, somebody's like, oh, when did that happen? I'm like, chapter 11.
Haven't read real Harry Potter, but you've read My Immortal.
I've read My Immortal enough to know
exactly what goes on when.
I haven't read. Yeah, and Eden. Because remember, I was like,
And
at the
Eden.
beginning of chapters, I was like, I don't know what chapter, when happens, what happens in which chapter. Now I do.
That's
I
fine.
cannot make that claim that I do not know. Because I hella do. And I'm like, oh.
Alright.
Anyways.
There's been another attack. Muggle focused again, Harry muttered so that only Hermione and Ron could hear him. We overheard Dumbledore talking. It's gotta be Lucius. Ron was also muttering less subtly than Harry. Subtly.
Really
Hermione felt her stomach drop into her knees. That's a nice visual.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
So much eyeliner is walking down my face. He's going
The
down.
eyeliner was physically running down your
He's so much. I'm
face.
wearing so much eyeliner that I was going down his face.
yeah.
What?
And you're just like, what?
Okay. Sorry.
How do you
So
know?
much
She
my
hissed
word.
back at both of them. We don't. Not for sure. But this is so not Tom's style. McGonagall thought it might be Lucius.
Oh my God! Who's talking?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter does not call Tom Riddle Tom Riddle. It's like,
He does near the end.
Yeah, like the last 2
He's like,
pages.
come on, Tom, let's do this together. That was the only.
That was not a line that was in the book. I refuse to acknowledge it as canon. Anyway,
We're gonna say loose, and we're gonna.
Yeah.
McGonagall thought it might be Lucius, Harry said, picking his fingers and trying to look like he was talking about Quidditch. Quidditch. The only thing Harry Potter is physically capable of talking about, apparently. Although I don't know why they would think Hermione would be on that conversation. Why? Hermione managed to squeeze the word out, but the world was whiter on the edges and a dull roar had started in her ears. Dunno. Maybe because he's still pissed. Ron.
It's
Pissed. Yeah, Ron says pissed.
Yeah. Ron yawned widely and scratched his head.
Hey, Momo.
what's up?
What?
What?
Ron probably thinks that Lucius was pissed because he stole his girlfriend.
Intense.
Sorry. I'm dead.
Ron's probably just grateful he still has his thumb.
What?
The only part of
he
it
gets
I
his
read.
thumb back. He has his thumb missing for like 5 seconds.
That's the only part I remember about that. It was so traumatizing.
You could have cut other parts off. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You had it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Inappropriate.
I cut
Just
off his
saying.
like leg or something.
I don't think that's where Momo was going with that.
I know that wasn't where it was. I swore it was back into the PG.
Wait, no,
we will never
no.
get a PG rating. She just raped and killed Draco Malfoy.
It's very true. It's very true. That did happen.
Hermione nodded dumbly. This is all my fault. We're going to go prowl around to see if we can hear anything else. Want to join us? Harry asked, cocking one head to look at her. Cocking one head to look at her? I read that right.
I'm very, very.
Cocking his head to look at her?
Indeed.
I don't know
One
what she
head.
means.
He has 3. He has 2.
I'm pretty sure every guy has 2, but... Alright.
Alright, yeah, I'm
The right
the inappropriate one. Yeah.
I didn't say I wasn't inappropriate.
Oh,
She shook her head and stared at her hands. Are you okay? Harry asked softly.
Easier to read the line. Sorry.
Yeah, her voice cracked on the word. We're here if you need us, okay? Ron added. The two stood and left the room, heads bent together as they whispered. Hermione put her book down and went to her dormitory.
If
Why?
he's fiction, he's just fucking dull.
I like Ron Weasley fair enough. He doesn't really do much.
He doesn't ever do anything. This other fan fiction is this loving or loathing. They killed him in like the first 5 seconds, and I'm like, I'm okay with that.
Aww.
We can't hear you. Your
Well,
mic is
thank
not
you.
close enough to your mouth.
Aw.
fruit snack.
No, thank you.
Crackle, crackle, crackle. Oh, blah 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 blah. What am I gonna do? He'll kill me. He'll find out eventually, and then I will die.